high volume, preferably in a residential area.
Yeah, boom to the hey, all you sports fans out there in the tubosphere, to you, the individuals, part of a collective. Welcome to the OMSR Gen 5.0 with your brief but very concise host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill. Doing a little quickie voiceover, kind of a intro show thing-a-ling-a-majing. So just a voiceover. The 4 episodes on a whole, you know where you are based on the title, but it is somewhat limited on YouTube. The MLB side of things, got Donaldson and Trout, and some MLB dads being some major league dummies, in my opinion. Taking your kids to the ball game doesn't mean taking the baby. NFL, really cool stuff there. Odell Beckham doing some waza. And Aaron Rodgers, of course, Odell's out on NFL management's favorite players list. And then, of course, NBA from the playoffs. Chris Paul having his ankles broke. Never thought that would happen. By Seth Curry from the tournament. Great little soccer bit. And, of course, all done by only the way ESPN Sports Science can. By Dr. Pro Tam John Brinkus. Also included the sponsor. They paid big bucks for this. Plays from the air. It's a good little bit. Sometimes at the beginning, sometimes in the middle. Give it a chance if you're watching all 4. Hear it out. Good little service. A lot of you may want to take, or partake rather, of its useful info. 21st century creativity and access to knowledge. Alright. Thanks for watching. Roll clips.
This is a story about you. The incredible you. It starts with your DNA. Your 23 pairs of chromosomes that make you who you are. 23andme.com is a genetic service where you can receive personalized reports online about your health, traits, and ancestry. See how your 23 pairs of chromosomes help tell the story of one incredible you. Order your DNA kit today at 23andme.com.
There are certain physiological responses that occur when we witness greatness. Our adrenal gland starts pumping, our pupils dilate, and we can feel our erector pili muscles contract. You know, goosebumps. I'm John Brinkus, and here in the ESPN Sports Science Lab, when we see a great play, there's also an immediate voluntary response. We want to dissect the moment using science to analyze the awesome so we can figure out what makes greatness great. It's time for a special edition of ESPN Sports Science. Einstein's pacing the sidelines, and we're ready to break down 2015's greatest moments in sports. We'll examine the mind-boggling coordination and agility from some of today's biggest stars. We'll analyze everything from lightning-fast reactions to catches that just aren't fair. It's about to get kinetic on the ESPN Sports Science Plays of the Year. Before the playoffs, Toronto's Josh Donaldson visited the lab. We found that his kinetic chain can produce bat speeds up to 15 miles per hour faster than a typical home run swing. Add that to his stellar glove, and that spells AL MVP. To make one of the most difficult catches in the majors this year, Donaldson flew into the stands to make an incredible leaping grab on a foul ball. Donaldson is just 2 feet from the stands. He pushes off the ground with roughly 650 pounds of estimated force, about 3 times his own body weight. This allows him to get his glove on the ball 5.5 feet outside the field of play. After the catch, a fan actually helps Donaldson brace his fall, which compared to landing on a hard plastic seat, helps soften his fall by 40%. The Angels' Mike Trout robbed a home run with the best wall climb of the season. After tracking the ball for nearly 90 feet, Trout explodes off the ground with 1,700 pounds of force, which raises his center of mass by about 28 inches. To continue upward, Trout uses the friction force between his cleat and the wall to push upward with another 300 pounds of force. Lastly, Trout's right arm pushes against the top of the wall to add another half a foot to his reach. All told, Trout gets his body 4 feet in the air. This allows him to make the catch just over 11.5 feet off the ground, nearly the height of NBA star Blake Griffin's max touch, and rob a home run that would have traveled nearly 10 feet farther than the average Major League homer this year. Now, you don't need to be an MVP to make a spectacular catch. In fact, these dads proved you don't even need to be on the field. After initially dropping the home run ball, determined Angels fan Eli Strickland extends over the railing to reclaim it. He's clutching his little girl with about 24 pounds of force. That's nearly 5 times the amount of force a toddler uses to cling to a stuffed animal. At this point, with the railing acting as a fulcrum, they begin to topple forward. Fortunately, Strickland uses 3 points of contact to regain his balance. And with his feet finally reset, he tries again to reel the ball in. But unlike his daughter, the ball slips out of his grasp and finds its way into the hands of another fan. Now, some resourceful dads, like Cubs fan Keith Hartley, are more successful at using their offspring as leverage. With the Dodgers' Adrian Gonzalez more than 30 feet away, Hartley reaches over the fence for an incoming foul ball. His infant son, Isaac, acts like a counterweight, distributing an estimated 17 pounds of force over his dad's left arm. This shifts Hartley's center of mass by about an inch, reducing his chances of tipping over by roughly 3%. But perhaps the season's best use of leverage comes from San Francisco fan Rob Winter. As he holds his 1-year-old son, Thomas, a homer rockets in at 70 miles per hour. Thomas's center of mass is 15 inches above his dad's, which applies torque or rotational force to Winter's chest. In a manner similar to Odell Beckham Jr.'s legendary one-handed catch, this helps Winter whip his arm back at a blistering 150 degrees per second, allowing him to secure the heads-up, bare-handed snag. Coming up on the ESPN Sports Science Plays of the Year, we'll break down some of the most agile athletes in the world on turf, ice, and the hardwood. On this next play, Capital superstar Alex Ovechkin demonstrated Messi-like control with the puck, which is about 50 times smaller than a soccer ball. As Ovechkin enters the attacking zone, he protects the puck by holding it 3 feet behind him. From this position, he flicks it between his legs at a speed 3 miles per hour faster than his forward velocity. It takes New Jersey defenseman John Moore 25/100ths of a second to recognize the deke. But by that point, Ovechkin's stick is already in front of him, and his right leg is shielding the puck. After his initial flick, Ovechkin doesn't actually contact the puck for 40 feet, or nearly half an NBA basketball court. And by that point, Moore can only offer a poke check as Ovechkin gets off his shot. Compared to a similar shot from straight away, a shot like this from the side means the goal presents a target more than 60% smaller. And with Keith Kincaid able to defend about 90% of this reduced goal size, Ovechkin flicks his wrist in an instant that lasts just 0.05 of a second to beat the goalie and hit a target about the size of a single sheet of paper. This scores his first goal of the season and earns Alex Ovechkin one of the top hockey plays of the year. In Game 5 of the ALDS, after crushing a series-clinching 3-run home run more than 440 feet, Jose Bautista admires his handiwork for more than 0.8 of a second. That's about 4 times longer than the single flap of an actual Blue Jay wing. As he emerges from his reverie, Bautista uses a technique similar to a tennis forehand to whip his arm at 540 degrees per second. This launches the bat at 25 miles per hour. And based on the launch angle, drag coefficient of the bat, the elevation of the Rogers Center, and the atmospheric disturbance created by the roar of the crowd, we estimate the bat reached a height of 12 feet 3 inches. That's more than 15% of the apex of the home run. And with 1.6 seconds of flight time, the bat hits the ground with an estimated 30 pounds of force. That's about twice as much force as the Rangers' Sam Dyson used on his bench-clearing butt pat just a few minutes later. All this equals a new nickname, Joey Backflip.